messed up. Take two, right? Hi everyone, TeriGigi here. This is the first of my cruise series I'm going to do. Just a few videos on cruising. My husband and I, it's a collab with Jennifer over at BusyBeingJen. I will link her channel below. She's starting her series today too. And I've already told y'all she's going on one kind of a cruise and Scott and I are going on another kind of a cruise. Different cruise lines, the whole 9 yards. So I thought that I would give you my opinion on cruising. This fall, Scott and I are going on 2 cruises, so it will be our 4th and our 5th, so we do have some experience. When we moved to Tampa, we thought it would be so easy to cruise because the port was, 20 minutes from the house, so easy to someone to take you. You didn't even have to park your car. And so, yeah, that's where we started cruising. But our very first cruise, we got a thing in the mail one day and it said, free cruise, call this travel agent and set it up and everything. And I'm like, this is so crazy. And I was about to pitch it because I thought it was a scam, Scott said, let me see that. And I said, no, it's a scam. He goes, no, let me see it. So he looked at it and he goes, I know these people. I go, what do you mean? He goes, this is a company that I've done a lot of business with. Well, he ends up calling the travel agent the next day, and sure enough, this company every other year sends their best or takes their best customers on a cruise, all expenses paid. So that was our first cruise right out of Tampa, and we went to Cozumel and Cayman Islands. And the only thing that we were required to, they asked us to do is come to the cocktail party the first night so that they could just kind of thank everybody for their business and everything. And it was in a really nice room in the ship, like a room that wasn't being used at that time. And so we went to the cocktail party, and then you were invited to eat at their tables every night at dinner, but not required. Well, of course we did because, you don't want to be rude. And so every night at dinner, we sat with people from the company, and it just was a great time. But we were complete novices. We didn't know there was room service. We just didn't know. So one thing I would suggest if you're going on a cruise for the first time is do some research, watch some videos, because they're going to be really helpful for you to maximize your time. And I'll go into another video just to maximize your experience, and I'll give some of those tips in another video. Our second cruise, we went over spring break with another couple, and they brought their youngest daughter, and we brought our youngest daughter, because everybody else was older, and we had the best time. Went to it was the exact same cruise we had gone on before, and that was really, really fun. And so then we got to have experience with the teen club and kind of seeing what that was all about. And cruising with another couple is great to do too, but our rule when we went with them is there's no expectations, okay? If you want to sleep all day, sleep all day. If you want to go to dinner, go to dinner. If you don't. We weren't going to be all touchy-feely with each other but we ended up doing everything together. But the thing was everybody wanted to just chill and relax, and so you do what you want. So that's what we did, and it was great fun. In fact, a funny story, one night we were getting dressed and ready to go. Well, the men were bored, and so they said, we're going to go down to the casino, meet us there. And we said, okay, great. So we finished getting ready, 30 minutes, went down, they weren't in the casino, and then we heard someone way down the hallway yell our names, and we looked down there, and Scott and Barry were down there, and so we walked down there, and we get closer. If I can find a picture, I'm going to insert it, but as we got closer, we were looking at them, and they both had these giant margaritas and giant cigars. And Barry was fanning himself with $100 bills. He had won $500 in the casino. I don't think that happens very often, but he won $500. The funniest scene, though, was to see them they don't smoke cigars. They don't usually fan themselves with $100 bills. So it was just a moment that I'll never forget. It was too much fun. The other funny thing that night, my friend Debbie Ann, she's been on some of my videos. She will do anything, okay? So in the middle of the thing one night, they were doing that song where you go low, 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 down to the floor, and then everybody pops back up. Well, she's 10 years older than me, but can outdo me on anything. She's got so much energy and fire. She got down low. She was doing, and you're supposed to twirl your napkins. It's so much fun on a cruise. You just act like a fool, and everybody's doing it, so you don't care. She's twirling her napkin, and she goes all the way down, and then she cannot get back up. And the waiter had to pull her up. I mean, cruises are so fun. Oh my gosh. Third cruise we went on, Scott and I were sitting on a lanai at the house in Florida. Bored to death. It was a Saturday, and he said, I think we should do something fun. And I said, I don't know, what do you want to do? He goes, why don't you look and see if there's any last minute cruises available? Because you always hear you can get on them at the last minute for real cheap. Actually, what I've read and kind of learned through experience, the further out you book, the cheaper it is. We called Carnival that day because that was one of the main cruise lines that went out of Tampa Bay. Anyway, so we called Carnival, and they said, we have an opening. Do you want to go? And it was the next day, Sunday, leaving on Sunday. And we said, we'll take it. We just did it like spur of the moment, spontaneous. It was so much fun, but that was good. So we did get a better cabin, but not necessarily a better price. But that cruise was really fun. We spent the entire time on the adult deck, which is the most perfect place on a cruise ship if you don't have your kids with you. And it's quiet. It's amazing. I love the adult deck. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about, so that's the 3 cruises. So we're going to go on 2 Caribbean cruises this fall. And one thing that Jen, my friend that's doing videos too, I'm showing you 2 things that she showed on her videos that I totally copied. One of them being this. This is I got it at Staples, I believe, or Office Depot. And it's just a folder with clear dividers in it, like this, okay? So I decided just to have fun, and for the first cruise we're going on, this is the dates and everything. This is the picture I put on the front of the ship we're taking and one of the places that we're going. So it's just kind of a fun thing, you know. Yes, it's very junior high. I don't care. It's fun. And when Scott saw it, he goes, oh, you know, that makes our trip look more important when it's in a little thing. But in here, I've got our itinerary on the first page, like that. I've got a sticky note to remind me of things that I want to remember. I've got our airline tickets right here that we're taking because we have to go to Florida to catch this cruise. And we're in Texas now, in case you're wondering. Yeah, we were in Tampa where it was super convenient. But you know what? They cruise out of Galveston here, so we'll see. Might have to be doing that. So here's our paperwork that I've printed out that we've paid and done and this and that. Here's things that you want to take on a cruise that I've been watching videos and learning. And so there's some packing lists and different things. And it's just great. So anytime we want to check on something, like we have we have to pay it off on June 9th. So all that information's in here. So when we go on our cruise, we'll print off our cruise, whatever those things are you print to get on board. And they'll be slipped in here with our passports, and everything's going to be good to go. So I suggest this for any kind of vacation. This is my first time I've done this because I just learned about it from her. And I think this would have been awesome going to France too with all our different reservations and train tickets and everything to be able to slip it into these pockets in this folder and just have it super convenient. So that's one cruise tip I want to give you. Second one is another thing I learned from Jen, and she has a whole, and I'm going to link the video where I learned about this from her because she goes into it in a lot of detail if you're interested. And this is a bag that she suggested just for travel, not for cruising specifically. But I bought it strictly on her review, and I love this bag. I have used it on car trips and on airplane trips over the past probably year. It is amazing. I got it on Amazon. I will find it and link it in the bottom bar. I want to say it was $80, but I could be so wrong, so don't quote me. It's a Samsonite, and I noticed on here it says 1910. Where are my glasses? Oh, by the way, y'all, I'm getting like real legit glasses, so I don't have to do this anymore. Yeah, it says Samsonite 1910 on here. I don't know why. I don't know, but I did get it on Amazon. But it is fantastic. It's not a big bag, okay? But you've got these pockets on the side. This one is lined in plastic, so if I leave the cruise and my bathing suit's still wet, I can slip it in here and be good to go. It's a great carry-on. It's got another one of those on this side. Oh, it's plastic lined too, but you can put water bottles, whatever. It's got a great front pocket, another zip pocket for things that you want to get to, but you don't want to have hanging out for everybody to see, you know. And then you open it, and it opens up fully. If I can pick it up, it opens up real nicely like this, okay? It's got some other things, and it had another thing in here. I think I cut it out, another thing that I didn't need it in here. So this bag, it's small, but you would be shocked at what you can put in it. In fact, I went to my parents' last week, which I was driving. I could drive as long as, I mean, I could pack anything I wanted. I was in my car, but all I did was take my hanging clothes and put them in the car on the hangers, because I can go straight in the guest room and put them in the closet. And this is the only other bag I took for 4 days. In this bag, I had PJs, I had bras and underwear, socks, flip-flops, an extra pair of shoes, my computer, my iPad, my chargers, a book to read, my planner, a notebook, my makeup and hair stuff, all in this little tiny bag. Y'all, it's amazing. I love this bag so much. And it wheels really nicely. It's narrow enough to go between the airline seats. I bought a bag like this once years ago, and it was too wide. It bumped into every seat going down the aisle. I used it once. It was such a nightmare. I hated it. So anyway, if you're looking for a great little carry-on, and I measured that, and even if you're going on Spirit Airlines, it fits their criteria, which is really tiny. That fits perfect. I mean, it fits the measurements. So that is the bag when we get to the ship that will have our essentials in it, because your luggage doesn't come to your room sometimes for an hour, 2 hours or whatever, but you want to start the cruise as soon as you get on the ship, right? Like our ship is leaving at 5, I think, and they will let you start getting on at noon. That was the most shocking thing on that first cruise we'd ever been on when we had no idea what we were doing. We were all dressed up, right? And we get on the ship, and then I think the guy, one of the ship people, is kind of giving us a little tour and taking us to our room, but he walked us right past the main swimming pool, hot tub, big area. It's packed with people in their bathing suits. The music's playing. The drinks are flowing. The boat wasn't leaving for 3 hours, but as soon as you get on that boat, you start cruising. You can start eating, drinking, swimming, laying out, whatever you want to do. It starts right away. So in this bag, first of all, we will not be dressed up. We'll be dressed cute, but we're not going to be dressed up. We will have our essentials in this bag, like bathing suit, cover-up, whatever we think we want to do right as soon as we get on the boat, we're going to have in that bag. So that's perfect. And then our luggage will arrive at a later date. However, that's probably not a later date, a later time. But that might not be true, because we have a special room for our 35th anniversary, and I'll tell you about that in another video. So that's the intro to my cruises. I think they're fantastic. I hope you learn a lot from me and that you decide to go on a cruise. They are a bargain, bargain, bargain. They are the most relaxing vacations that I've ever been on, because there's really no decisions to be made on the cruise. You don't have to make very many decisions except where to eat. But you don't have to make decisions, do we want to go eat cheap? Do we want to have a fancy dinner tonight? Do we want, as far as money goes, it's all paid for. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just, there's no getting lost. You're on a ship. You're not going to get lost. There's no, there's no stress, because there's no decisions. You don't have to figure out, what hotel are we going to stay at? Oh no, that one's $500 a night. We can't do that. No. None of that happens. Once you get on that boat, everything's taken care of. Your room is cleaned 3 or 4 times a day. It's just fabulous. Can't say enough. I hope you'll come back for more of my cruise videos, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.